Okay, guys, we need to brainstorm some ideas for our group project on China. Michelle, what have you been reading?
A great article on China's past. It details all the great cultural traditions and historic engineering innovations. Love that Great Wall.
Ryan?
Well, I'm reading an article about China today. While it has a growing economy, it is an ecological nightmare. Air, water, and soil pollution. While China's solid waste production has increased, there seems to be a lack of environmental awareness. Ben, any ideas?
I think we could use China's innovative engineering heritage to create solutions to China's pollution and solid waste management.
I like that. I have some ideas and technologies I want to research.
Me too.
So we all research, plan, design, reevaluated, and set goals. This is our solution to the problem. The future city of Ganshi.
Ganshi, population 82,000, is located on the coast of Repulse Bay and offers scenic views, a temperate climate, and a flourishing tourist trade. Both tourists and citizens can enjoy the vibrant cultural center in nearby Hong Kong. The picturesque mountains of Ganshi provide ecotourism sites and a location for vertical farming towers and wind power facilities.
In the past, solid waste management has been a problem for all the Hong Kong islands. Last year, over 14,000 tons of waste were collected and sent to landfills, costing nearly $60 billion to build and another $400 billion to maintain.
Landfills are not only expensive, they also require a lot of time and acreage to build. Due to harmful toxins, including highly toxic ash off-site incinerators, the amount of space required to build must be 3 times the size of the actual landfill.
To reduce Hong Kong's dependence on landfills, Ganshi's engineers developed the microwave plasma gasification system. In this system, solid waste is delivered from the home to the MPG through a series of underground flexible vacuum tubes. Citizens conveniently dispose of all solid waste and then activate the vacuum tubes. Recyclable recognition software scans the waste and removes valuable recyclables. Robotics engineers created nanobots that are released into the tubes to repair breaks, remove clogs, and perform routine maintenance.
The remaining solid waste is then sent to the MPG chamber, where it is superheated by microwaves up to 1,482 degrees Celsius, forming a plasma cloud. This plasma cloud causes the breaking apart of molecular bonds of solids, liquids, and gases. This molecular dissociation separates the waste material into their elemental components. These atoms are then converted into a non-hazardous waste product for commercial use. A significant engineering challenge was finding the correct material to withstand the high temperatures created in the MPG chamber. The solution to this problem was tantalum hafnium carbide, which has a melting point of 3,990 degrees Celsius. While the initial capital investment to build the MPG was significant, the MPG can process 100% of Ganshi's waste, as well as an extra 600 tons from surrounding cities. This extra revenue allowed for a quick recovery of that cost.
The MPG system eliminates the need for landfills and generates usable byproducts, such as syngas, a fuel gas mixture primarily consisting of hydrogen and carbon monoxide. As syngas exits the reactor, it enters a series of scrubbers and is cooled in heat exchangers. Heat harvested from this process is recycled back into the system, increasing energy efficiency. Syngas also fuels turbines, which generate electricity to supplement the wind and solar power. It also fuels transportation, including the straddling bus and personal vehicles.
Another byproduct of the MPG process is vitrified slag. Materials engineers have turned this byproduct into bi-pro building material, which is manufactured here and delivered by our maglev train system. Bi-pro bricks are used in the construction of Ganshi's homes and commercial facilities. They are an essential building product to the creation of these LEED Gold certified homes in our residential zones. Powered by solar energy cones, these floating neighborhoods are not only aesthetically pleasing, but they also preserve green space.
Bi-pro products were used to construct this hollow school. This hollow school uses holographic technology to transport a live image of students living in remote locations to a grade-appropriate classroom where they are provided with a high-quality education as well as essential social interaction.
So they can work on group projects.
The innovative MedBox makes it easier for all citizens, even those in remote locations, to receive proper and prompt health care. Patients enter a compact MedBox facility, and nurse staff sends the patient's vital signs to a medical provider. After a virtual examination, the doctor can either prescribe treatment or arrange transportation to a medical center. Prescriptions sent to the app can be scanned to conveniently located MedBoxes, which dispense the medication.
Innovations at the Repulse Bay Marine Center provide eco-tours with a virtual underwater diving experience, providing a full sensory simulation of being underwater without disturbing the natural marine habitat. This technology has also enabled marine biologists to observe the ecosystem up close and personal.
To keep the streets clean, engineers developed a solar-powered scan can. Before disposing of waste in these public trash cans, citizens activate their Go Green Watch app. Once the trash is placed in the scan can, points are added to their Go Green accounts and can be redeemed at a store of their choice. The scan can encourages citizens to properly dispose of their waste. Various educational programs encourage citizens to reduce, reuse, recycle, and compost.
Gunshi not only provides state-of-the-art healthcare, transportation, and education, it has significantly lowered water, air, and soil pollution.
Gunshi is a beacon of hope to the future of East Asia. Project completed.
For natural disasters such as a hurricane, we have water collection systems at the bottom to reduce flooding and also to provide us as a water source. And earthquakes and tsunamis are very, very uncommon in this area. So we do have these floating neighborhoods which use magnets to float, which protect against earthquakes, and our steep hills in our layered city protect against tsunamis as levees.
In addition to what Ben said, to install the MPG system originally, we had to install it underground, and so before this, we elevated the whole city to a higher level. In case a tsunami were to happen, it could reduce the damage level.
In what ways will waste be different in the future?
Waste will be different in the future because municipal solid waste would be a very large problem as population is booming right now in Asia. And we deal with this with our MPG system. And it takes all of the municipal solid waste through vacuum tubes and transport it to the chamber. And then it superheats it with microwaves and turns it into syngas and bioproducts. Bioproducts are used to construct our roads and our buildings, and syngas is our primary source for energy in our city.
Another way in which waste will be changed is nowadays emails are being sent out instead of paperwork, and technology is coming into the future so quickly. So we also observed ways in which technology could also reduce the amount of waste today.
First of all, what year are we talking about here in your city? That's the first part. And the second part, unrelated, is tell me a little bit more about how your city supports a healthy lifestyle.
The year is 2065, which is 49 years in the future. And our city promotes a healthy lifestyle by not only the floating neighborhoods are aesthetically pleasing, under them we have parks with bike trails, walking trails, and enough room to play any game.
In addition to what Ryan said, we encourage a healthy lifestyle by providing the commercial zones to be close to the residential districts so that citizens can just simply walk to their jobs instead of emitting harmful gases into the atmosphere. And also, our syngas created by our MPG is much more cleaner than gasoline, and it reduces emissions from everything around the point.
What was the most difficult challenge you encountered while building your rock?
One of the most difficult challenges as a leader of aesthetics, we had difficulties in layering out where everything was going to go and deciding which colors would be our main colors of the model. But in the end, as part of the engineering process, we all came together in a compromise and designed this model.
The biggest problem for the planning group was finding the scale, which we eventually came to as 1 inch was 40 feet.
As Michelle and Ryan said, they were the leaders of aesthetics and planning department. We employed project management for the building of this model, and we were separated into 4 teams. And I was the leader of moving parts. And for the moving parts team, the most difficult challenge was building the gondola. It goes through the entire spray foam mountain, and it connects to, this wheel connects to a wheel inside of this building.
What modes of transportation have you accounted for in your model system?
Our large mode of transportation is our straddling bus. It employs 2 rails on the side of the street so that personal vehicles and regular buses can pass under. And this allows for a reduced congestion rate in our streets.
What type of jobs will be produced as a result of the innovations that you created with your system?
Well, the MPG system needs a large group of robotics engineers to control the nanobots and manually operated drones. And we also need drivers for the straddle buses and personal vehicles.
As the tourist attractions go, we do need many workers at our tourist attractions, including the Marine Center and engineers visualizing and working the gondola.
Also, we need engineers for our commercial districts to help the utilities run better. And also we offer jobs in our commercial centers such as the fire department and the police department and other utilities.
You talked about treating waste from other cities. I assume that was a revenue-producing thing for your city, but I'm also, because it's such a wonderful city, I'm assuming that that's not enough. So how else do you raise the money to run your city? Do you have taxes? If so, what kind, how they administered, etc.?
Initially, we actually got a loan from the Chinese government, which we are governed by, and that was used to produce mostly this and some residential and commercial zones. But this is almost totally self-sustaining of our city. And in addition, our windmills, they provide energy, which is fairly cheap for our citizens.
How does your city allow for growth?
Well, this is only a small part of our city. The Repulse Bay area is actually very large, and it takes up almost the entire southwest corner of Hong Kong. And we have room to expand outward from the Bay Area.
Also, because we have so many byproducts, such a large amount of the vitrified slag, which we turn into byproduct building material, it is used to construct these residential zones, and it does not take long to construct them in other areas of our city.
How would you connect to other cities in the province?
We connect to other cities in our province through our maglev train system. This is only one of them, and it's specifically used to export our bypro for city profit.
Once again, the roads can be laid down to connect with the other provinces, and they take very little time to create, so in almost no time they'll be connected.
Are there any additional products that your city will produce outside of syngas and slag for construction of buildings?
We offer vegetation from our vertical farming towers that we can export for food for other cities. But however, the bypro and the syngas